It's been a while. A few changes. I have this terribly annoying light that I bought a long time ago for work Zoom calls that I'm trying. It seems to brighten up the room a little bit. We'll give it a shot. I don't know if I'm going to stick with this because it is really bright. Maybe I just need to move it. It's like a couple bucks on Amazon. Probably brings out the blemishes on my face a little bit more. I watched a little bit of one of my videos and it looked like I had like a clay face, almost like I'm using one of those photo video filters to take blemishes, and I don't like that look. So I figured I'd try with this light. We'll see how it works. So today I have a sort of a short work day, so figured I was actually cataloging some new purchases plus a bunch of records I got from Mazzy from the Coleman collection, which a lot of folks in the vinyl community will know what that is. Mazzy up in Seattle, his friend Coleman, who passed away recently, Mazzy purchased his, I think it's his entire record collection, or close to his entire record collection, and has been doing a bunch of different very sweet and thoughtful ways of getting these records into the hands of other people. And for me, it was just, pick a dollar amount, send it to Mazzy, and he'll put a little collection together for you. He was thoughtful enough to look at my Discogs first to make sure that there were no duplicates, and then sent them off. So I'm going to start with those, and then just a bunch of purchases I've made over the last few months that I haven't really talked about here. My dog's looking like he needs a little attention. You all right, buddy? Yeah, he's all right. I'll take him for a walk after this. So here we go, from the Coleman collection, and this is the card that came not just on its own, but I believe it's in every record that Mazzy sent out. So it says, I'll read it. This record is from the Coleman collection. I first met Coleman in 1973, the year I was born. He was a customer at the very first record store I worked at in San Francisco, The Warehouse. We hired him on for the holiday season, and we have been friends ever since. Coleman and I shared a great love for Jefferson Airplane, the Kinks, and of course the Beatles. A few years later, Coleman put together his dream band, an R&B soul party band called Pride and Joy. The group performed throughout the Bay Area, and beyond for over 4 decades. Taking on the stewardship of Coleman's record collection has been a bittersweet symphony, and I'm happy to conduct its distribution to other music lovers. Enjoy the music. Norman Maslov, Coleman Burke, 1955 to 2021. So thank you to Mazzy, and thank you to Coleman for adding these records to my collection. I will keep them separate. I will not blend them in, so that I can pay tribute to Mazzy's friend and play his records sometimes, which I look forward to doing this weekend. So let's go through it. I was very pleased with what Mazzy sent me. And to me, it's just a wonderful experience to have records from another collection, especially somebody who either you know or you've learned about through somebody else. And I've learned a lot about Coleman through Mazzy. So it's an honor to have some of his records. So to start, the Rolling Stones, Get Your Ya-Ya's Out. I obviously know this record well. Do not have it on vinyl. I have it on, I think, multiple copies on CD, maybe. But just a tremendous record. This looks like it is an original. Not sure what year it came out. Doesn't say on here. But thrilled to have this. Mazzy, can't thank you enough. I'm going to listen to that today. There's a bunch of records in here that I don't know. This is one of them. Albert King, Born Under a Bad Sign. It's in stereo, came out in 1967 on Atlantic. So Really excited to check this out. I love that Mazzy sent me a mix of stuff that he probably thought I knew and would want, and stuff that I wouldn't know and would discover. I'm going a little bit quick because there's a lot of records to cover here, and I am heading out to lunch in a little bit. So I will probably revisit Mazzy's collection at some point, maybe Coleman's collection, maybe in another video. And as I've noted, I do have a lot of my brother's records, and at some point I plan on sharing those, not just here, but with other people, similar to what Mazzy's doing with his friend Coleman. But it has been difficult. I've only been able to play one of my brother's records, and it's a Barbara Manning record called One Perfect Green Blanket. My brother was very good friends with Barbara Manning, and I am now in touch with Barbara Manning, who I now consider a friend. And for some reason, that one I've played a number of times, and I've really enjoyed it. But the rest, I still need some time. I can't even say why, but I guess that's just part of grieving. You know, you don't really understand the sort of twists and turns. Next, don't know this record, Gary Stewart, Out of Hand, featuring Drinkin' Thing, I See the Want to in Your Eyes, She's Actin' Single, I'm Drinkin' Doubles. Wow, what a title. Came out in 1975 on RCA, so looking forward to checking this out. As mentioned, don't know it. I've seen this, but don't know it. Cheap Thrills, Big Brother and the Holding Company. Looks like this is a promo copy. So pretty pumped to check this out. Came out on Columbia, don't know the year. Wow, is that Janis Joplin? Is that who? I don't know. People are gonna probably comment and say, you seriously don't know? It looks like Janis Joplin. But great thing here, you can't see that. But it looked like this belonged to Trina Merriman, who lived on Delmar Street in San Francisco. So Trina, looks like this came from you at some point. So thank you very much. I think I have the reissue of this. But man, to have an original from Verve, Stan Getz and Bill Evans, just a tremendous gift from Coleman and Mazzy. Thrilled to have this. As you can see, he does include the cards with Mazzy's photo. I keep saying that, with Coleman's photo in some of these. I never met Coleman, but I have met Mazzy many times. Mazzy's a friend. So a couple more. An original of Al Green's Greatest Hits from 1975 on High Recording Corporation. Love Al Green. Super pumped to have this. I think, yeah, I have this, the reissue, but not this one. So thank you so much, Mazzy. A couple more. He was pumped to get me into Al Green. An original of Al Green, Call Me. Is this a promo cup? No, but this came out in '73, also on High. Wow, there's an address for the Al Green International Fan Club. I wonder if they still accept mail there. In Memphis. Really psyched for this. I have two more. Curtis Mayfield. Love Curtis Mayfield. Where is it? Mayfield. I only have Curtis on vinyl, so thrilled to have this. This is the soundtrack, right, to Superfly. Yeah. Came out in '88. Really excited to listen to this. My friend Scott had a dog once who named Curtis, after Curtis Mayfield. It's a good dog. And then the last one, and this showed up first, and I have no idea what this is. Quicksilver, Happy Trails, Messenger Service, Coleman. Gonna spend this. I think I mentioned it to Mazzy, and he said to check it out. So that's it from the Coleman collection. I assume I may get more. I may be seeing Mazzy and the Archivist next week. I may be going up to Seattle, but that's sort of in limbo for a number of reasons. But if I do, I'm sure there will be some videos or reports from there. But thank you again, Mazzy. Thank you to the Archivist for taking time to, I think, search through my Discogs to make sure that I didn't have these records or that I didn't have originals. I will treasure these and will think of your pal Coleman when I listen to them. So thanks, Mazzy. Thanks, Coleman. Thank you to the Archivist. Now I'm just going to sort of fly through a bunch of recent purchases. These are over the last couple months. Bought this Creedence, and a lot of them I haven't even opened yet. They're going to get opened. Great grammar. This weekend, I'm going to start putting these on. This was recently reissued on Craft, Creedence, double LP. This is from Woodstock, I think, 1969, I think it is. But man, Born on the Bayou, Green River, Commotion, Proud Mary, Put a Spell on You, Susie Q. Can't wait to listen to this. Might make it on the turntable today. The reissue of REM's Automatic for the People. Looks like this is the 25th anniversary, 180 gram remastered audio. I love this record. Was an instrumental, is that the right word? Record during my college years. This came out, what, in 91? I just remember freshman year of college, I went to a school in Connecticut and then transferred up to Boston. But I remember freshman year of college, I listened to this record a ton. And I remember I would listen to it a lot, tied to a girl that I liked, who I dated briefly, and then I think she broke up with me. And I still liked her, and I would always listen to this record, and it would make me a sad young adult. I don't know. I just remember sitting in my dorm room listening to that record. The Kinks, the Best of the Kinks. I just wanted a comp of the Kinks. I have, as you can see back there, I have the reissue of their box set, or a box set of a bunch of reissues that I think is hard to find. It's in mono. Mazzy has talked about that box set on his channel. My brother, I think next to Springsteen, or maybe the Kinks were his favorite band. He talked about the Kinks all the time. But I just wanted a comp, so now I got it. It's got Sunny Afternoon, A Well-Respected Man, Victoria, Lola, just what a band. So psyched to throw that on this weekend. I was really psyched to find this for only $6. The Southside Johnny record. I Don't Want to Go Home. Obviously, Southside is a good friend of Bruce Springsteen's. And I have never seen this record. And I looked on the back. I Don't Want to Go Home. I love that song. I didn't know Little Steven wrote that. I just got Little Steven's book on Tuesday. So looking forward to reading that. But The Fever, written by Bruce. And You Mean So Much to Me with Ronnie Spector, written by Springsteen. This came out in 76. I can't wait to listen to this. Jersey Guy. I am now subscribed to Vinyl Me Please. Is that what it's called? Yeah. I just wanted to try it out. So far, I've been happy. The records sound good. They're unique. And this month's edition, which I selected, is, I believe this is their first record. How many do they have? 2? The Wu-Tang record, Enter the Wu-Tang 36 Chambers. Haven't opened it yet. First ever 2 LP release of this record. I think I looked it up on AllMusic Guide and it got 5 stars. So really psyched to have this. Thank you to the folks at Vinyl Me Please. Next month I've got a Dolly Parton record coming. Really pumped about that. Don't have much Dolly Parton on vinyl. Another reissue, man, I have some great stuff, or just some great reissues have arrived of late. The John Prine record, Fair and Square, which of course came from his wonderful label, Oh Boy Records. This is the Irish edition, 180 gram transparent green and orange vinyl. It has John Prine's cover of Clay Pigeons, the Blake Foley song, which is one of my favorite songs of all time. It's a top 10 song for me. Thunder Road, Clay Pigeons, $100 Pocket by Chappaquiddick Skyline, which is Joe Pernice's side band. You know, a couple others. But this is Clay Pigeons. God, there's so many great songs on here. Glory of True Love, Crazy as a Loon, Some Humans Ain't Human. Just, I love, love, love this record. She is my everything. An absolute treasure who we obviously lost from COVID, the great John Prine. Ordered this a while ago and finally got it in the mail. This is the Velvet Underground tribute, I'll Be Your Mirror. I will say, as you can see, it's still in the plastic, so I haven't listened to the vinyl yet, but I did spin, the day that it came out, I listened to it on Spotify, and I gotta say, I wasn't that impressed. I really liked, and I've only listened once, so I gotta go back, but I really liked Run, Run, Run by Kurt Weill, but a few of the other songs just didn't hit me. I read a review, I think it might have been a Pitchfork review, where the Velvet Underground, you really have to make these songs your own because their versions were so unique. To try to replicate them is just sort of weird. But I'm going to listen again. I've heard that the Iggy Pop and Matt Sweeney cover of European Sun is great. So I will throw this up, or I will throw this on hopefully this weekend. And also looking forward to the Velvet Underground documentary. I think it's a documentary on Apple TV Plus, which is coming soon. I don't think it's out yet. I was up in San Francisco yesterday and bought a couple records at Amoeba. This is one, Lucinda Williams' Southern Soul, From Memphis to Muscle Shoals and More. I had never even heard of this. It looks like it's live. Co-produced Ray Kennedy and Tom Overby. I assume that's the Ray Kennedy who worked with Steve Earle, who, man, he is behind some of my favorite underappreciated records. Bap Kennedy. Really excited to hear this. I've been listening to a lot of Lucinda lately. So glad I found that. I also picked this up at Amoeba, the reissue of this year's Model, my favorite Elvis Costello record. I saw the huge box set for Armed Forces. I think it's like $200. Didn't pick that up, but I love this record and saw that it's a remaster, and I'm just really excited to listen to this. As I said, my favorite Elvis record. And then lastly, and then I'm back to a record I wish more people knew about, and I may have already done this one before, but it's so good, and I've been listening to it so much lately that I'm going to spotlight it again. But first, I found this 7-inch, Steve Earle and Justin Townes Earle, The Saint of Lost Causes. It looks like this was a Record Store Day exclusive 7-inch on yellow vinyl in 2021. So at some point, one of the Record Store Days this year. I am a huge Justin Townes Earle fan, a huge Steve Earle fan, but I don't know. Over the last few years, I've listened to more Justin Townes Earle than Steve Earle. We obviously lost Justin Townes Earle not long ago. Steve Earle put out a tribute record to his son called JT, which I have. But I love this song, The Saint of Lost Causes. So it looks like it's Steve Earle on the A side and the original by Justin Townes Earle on the B side. So looking forward to that. Finally, a record I wish more people knew about. And if I've already covered this, it's worth covering twice. My buddy Mark in Chicago, one of my brother's best friends, adores this record. My other brother John, it's one of his favorites. We talk about it all the time. And it is this masterpiece, Blue Mountain Dog Days. Funny, the dog starts strutting around right as Dog Days comes on. One of the best bands of the 90s. And this was their debut. Every song, Mountain Girl, Let's Ride, Blue Canoe, Soul Sister, Wink, on down to Jimmy Carter, Let's Go Runnin'. I mean, this is just, I saw Blue Mountain a bunch in the 90s. one of the best rock and roll weekends of my life was in New York City. I believe it was a Friday, Saturday, may have been a Thursday, Friday. It was Blue Mountain, Peter Bruntnell, and Marat at the Mercury Lounge. I went with my friend Scott. Was I living in New Jersey? I think I was still living at home after college. Or maybe I was living in Brooklyn. I don't remember. But we went to the show, and it was a long night. Like one of those 4 a.m. Lakeside Lounge nights. And I remember we got up the next day not feeling great, and we were both not going to go again. And then the hours rolled on, and I think we were playing video games. And I remember, I think either he looked at me or I looked at him, and I was like, should we go again? And we did, and it was another whirlwind night. But so worth it for this tremendous band, Blue Mountain Dog Days. Check out this record. I think you can still get it on vinyl. Carrie Hudson, Laurie Sturratt, her brother obviously is in Wilco, and Frank, I think it's Couch. Let me see. Let's see if we can get their names right. No, don't see. There are so many credits here that it would take me a while. It's Frank, just not positive of Frank Couch, Couch.